Hey YouTube, it's Audrey, and I'm here to share with you what I made for the Pocket Full of Embellishment swap that was held by Scrap Passion 01, who's Betty here on YouTube. It was a one-on-one swap, and my partner is Veronica, who is Vlballen1 here on YouTube. And I was so happy to get her as my partner. About a year ago this time, I actually met Veronica in Atlanta when I went down for work, and she is a lovely person, wonderful. I just think of her and I think of someone who is very charming, someone who is sophisticated, and someone who still is able to laugh and have fun. So, Veronica, I'm glad that we are getting to exchange our swap. So, without further ado, what we decided to do was to make 5 different kinds of embellishments. And for those of you who don't know, the Pocket Full of Embellishment swap came about because Tammy, who's SS Crafter 1 here on YouTube, did that for one of her projects for a design team, and she made a pocket and she made embellishments, and Betty saw it and thought that would be a good swap idea. So Veronica and I decided that we would make flowers, we would make dangle charms, we would make a spool charm, a bobbin charm, and then alter safety pins, which is something that Tammy also did and I wanted to do. So then we had to get a box or a pocket of some sort to hold the items with, and then we'll package them up. So before you see my box. And Veronica, I'll have to tell you, you're the first person to get me to crack open and even cut into my black and gold paper pad. So, girl, you know I must like you, because you got the favorite paper of the stash, and you're the first to get it. So, we used the Kleenex towel boxes and just cut the top portion off. And it's kind of hard to see, but the box is at an angle. You can see it a little better that way. So, I used the die cuts with the View Luxe Suite stack that I have several of because I bought all 3 that they had because I had been looking for this stack forever and ever, but this is a different story. So I'll stick to what the video is supposed to be about. But anyway, I used some of the papers from there, and I covered the outside of the box all around with that paper, and I even covered the bottom. And this lace trim, no, it's glare with this paper, you can see me filming, but this trim here I got yesterday at Hobby Lobby. It's a newer trim, I hadn't seen it before, and they had several different trims and blacks and golds and other color and golds, so I thought this would work perfect. So I trimmed the top of the box out with it, and then I put black flat back pearls on the front and on the sides. And then at the bottom, I just added a flower that was from Michael's, a rose spray, and also a black and gold, although it's probably not showing up on camera, but this is gold metallic and black houndstooth check flower that was from Christmas time at Michael's, I believe, last year. Then I lined the inside of the box with black cardstock. Okay, so that is my box, and I believe I'm going to put a embellishment here from the stack, a card, not an embellishment, but one of the cutout cards. I'm thinking about it. So Veronica When she gets it and she shows the video, you may see it a little different. Anyway, before I show you the embellishments, I will also show you the little card that I made. Just kept the card simple. Just says hello. It's gold cardstock with a black cutout of the balloon and the hello. I thought that was a nice sentiment because I love how Veronica supports a lot of us here on YouTube, especially me. I don't think I have a video that I've done that Veronica has not commented on. So she's kind of like the person that helps make us soar on YouTube. So thank you, Veronica. So that's why I picked that particular card. Excuse me. Anyway, on to what I've made. I'll start with the flowers and also with how I am going to give them to her. I got a couple things stuck together. Okay. I cut out Grand Nestability scallop ovals. And then I backed it with black cardstock. Still using that Die Cuts with a View paper. So I will attach all of my items to these. And then they will go into the box. So first up is a small flower that I made, and this is made with trim, and it actually is trim that had like a satin piece down the center of it. And what I did was I kept rolling it up and tacking it, excuse me, with thread, and then I ended up sewing the two top layers, or the two layers that were closest to the center together, and I flattened it out. Kind of a hard explanation. It's late, so I'm sorry if you're not understanding. But anyway, it made it a fuller kind of pinwheel flower. And I actually could have been two-sided, more like a pom-pom. And that's actually the kind of way that I constructed it, was sort of like a pom-pom. But I flattened that side out, and then I put felt on the bottom so she can adhere it to something. So, and this centerpiece is an old button that I have. So, and my color theme is white, black, and gold for the most part, but there is one thing that I made that is silver, which I will show you coming up. Here is another pattern of paper. And this flower is made out of lace. And I have two layers of lace. One of them is scalloped. There you can see a little better. And then a second layer of lace. Then I've added some gold bead trim, a mesh flower, rosette. Harder to see, but it's there. There you go. And then this is a old cameo button out of my stash. So we were supposed to make two flowers, but Veronica, you get a bonus flower. So I made a third flower, and it's a bigger flower, so I had to make a bigger oval for it. So this one is all three colors, and I guess it's easier for you to see this way. But this has gold box pleated trim. It has actually that same white trim here that I made that first flower I showed you out of. It also has a rosette on top of it, and then it has a netting flower that I got with a little piece of bling that's from a spray from the wedding section at Hobby Lobby. And then in between layers, I have eyelash trim. So I have black, gold, and then more black here. So that is the bonus flower. Next up, I'll show you the dangles, and we made 2 of them. And this is the item that I made that is not gold, but I really liked these and wanted to try and make those, and these were the only, silver was the only color size bead caps that I had that would work for these. But anyway, I made little angels, and this one in particular has a rhinestone rondelle for the crown, or halo rather, and then the bead pearl is the head, and then I added a little flat bead for a little neckline, the wings, waist, and then a bead cap here that I think I got from M's Emporium. And then these flowers are from Vlballen1, and I have stickled them. You can kind of see the stickles, and then I stickled the outline of that one. So that's the first one. And then the second one, and they have sort of ornate lobster claws on them. Sorry about that, just dropped one. A little more ornate than the normal ones. And then this tutorial on how to do this I got from Nurse Terror 04. So basically you stem the flower up and use the stem of the flower to string your beads on. But that's slightly different bead cap, and then a different bead cap for the halo portion. And then whereas the stem is green, I painted it white. So, and there's stickles on it too. So there were 2 of those. And then finally, well, not finally, next, sorry, here is a spool charm. So it is a spool, a wooden spool. I painted it gold with rub and buff. This pearl chain is, I believe, a Martha Stewart piece that was used in her jewelry section to make bracelets. I have eyelash trim in gold. Then I have these gold sequin flowers that's trimmed that I got. Can't remember where I got that from. I think the person's name is Natalie. It's on Zivit. So got that trim, and then I made all of these dangles out of beads and charms that I had in my stash. And there's another little angel. And then this kind of funky meteorite looking bead, but I think it's cute. And there's some black and gold beads and some rondelles. And then this one, I put a little bow dangle at the bottom. And then that one has clear beads. But so that is my spool charm. And you can see it in all its full dangle. Then we made a bobbin charm. So with this one, I took 3 sections of the beads and made kind of like a hanging, like a flower pot kind of hanging thing when you look at flower pots hanging off of somebody's porch. And I added one of the little flowers there, the black rose in the sequins. And I alcohol inked the bobbin gold. I wrapped the gold eyelash trim around it. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. And then I have 5 dangles around it. And I also added another black sequin flower there, sequin rose. But I went with kind of clothing, sewing, fashion theme. So there's an Eiffel Tower, sewing machine, scissors, a dress, and a camera. And then all the bead pattern is the same with sparkle bead, a rhinestone rondelle, kind of goldish color bead, a flat bead, black and gold bead, and the little bead at the top. So that is my spool. Not my spool, I'm sorry, my bobbin charm. And it's the first time I've made one of those. But, and then of course there's a lobster claw. And then the last 2 things that we made were altered safety pins, which also was something that Tammy SS Crafter 1 did for her first, I think, Wild Orchid Crafts tutorial. So these are the pins that were in the Michael's Dollar bin a while ago. And I took it and you could see that some of the glitter is coming off. But I used a chunky Martha Stewart glitter, kind of like holographic and diamond shapes. And what I did was I took glossy accents and put it on. Well, first I painted the pin because it was bronze, and I painted it gold with Adirondack dauber from Ranger. And then once it was dry, I brushed it with glossy accents, and then I just poured the chunky glitter over it. But as you can see, some of it's not sticking quite as well. So although it gives it a cool effect and it's really cool in person, it's still kind of messy. Maybe if I tried sealing it with something, it would stay on a little better. But then for my flowers, I used a I Am Roses flower and a rose, and took it apart like Tammy suggested in her video, and then layered it back in the pin head portion. And so all the sections are really sprayed heavily with an iridescent gold spray, and then I use gold stickles on the top layer to outline it, and then a pearl center. And then I even painted the leaves gold. That's the back of the pen. And it does open. But with one hand it might be kind of hard. And then so we made 2 of those. And the second one is black. We use a black rose. And I used the whole rose. On this time, on the white one, I didn't use the bud portion. But on this one, I decided to put the bud on there. And I have some little bitty gold pearls around it. And then I stickled the bud and the top layer. And again, the rest is sprayed with that iridescent gold shimmer. Which I don't know on this one, it's coming across as well. But there is an iridescent gold shimmer on the petals. And on this one, I used a fine glitter. And it's staying on a little bit better than the chunky glitter is. Excuse me. And again, I painted the back gold. But as I mentioned, they do open. See if I could do it with one hand here. Yep. There we go. So, I really like the way those turned out. I wish I had some more of those from Michael's to alter. But anyway, I have tags for all of them, and I'm going to get them attached and get all of this in the mail because Veronica so graciously agreed to a week later than what the actual swap was. And Veronica, I appreciate that greatly. We are putting these up before we actually see them. So we're not going to watch the videos, and we're going to wait until we actually get our packages. But we wanted to get the videos up there. So if you watch, just don't tell Veronica what it is that I did. And I'm sure she'll be surprised. Veronica, I hope you like everything. And I will include goodies that I'll let you show if you choose to. So thank you so much for always supporting my videos, and for watching and commenting, and for just being a wonderful person. Betty, thanks for hosting the swap. And Tammy, thanks for the idea. And also to Tammy and to Nurse Tara, thank you for the great tutorials that you do that inspired some of the things that we created today. So, thank you so much for watching. I know this is a longer video, and I appreciate it. Have a great day. Be blessed. Bye-bye.